Rock and roll.
We alive.
We are absolutely live.
We're live.
We are alive.
Hey
Oops.
everybody, welcome to the Black Therapy Show.
What's up, Tiffany? How are you?
Hey, Carl. Hi, Kev.
Hey, Tiff. What's up, Carl Yard? King of
Well, King
King
of
of podcasts.
uh, I have. Well, first of all, let me get this out because our show was blocked. It wasn't blocked on Facebook, but it was blocked on YouTube. Not quite sure, so I make sure. Let me make sure I say this up front. This is fair use. Nothing we say um, is. What's the speech, Tiffany? I forgot.
This is fair use only, educational purposes only. We do not own the rights to the music or the content. We're just learning from it, okay? Please make sure you like, subscribe, and share and leave a comment and let us know what you think. And welcome everybody to the Black Therapy
And
Show.
we are not therapists, only Kevin, I should say. Kevin's the only.
Did
Hmm
they give you a reason why you thank you reason why
I
you
haven't
they blocked the show?
had a chance. Usually, if I play a song that's is copywritten, they'll block the song or a part of the song because I played too much of it. But I've never had them block the entire show. Um,
No,
Wow.
unless
mine didn't
somebody
get
come,
blocked.
yours is on Facebook, right, Tiffany?
No, not mine is on YouTube.
Yours is on YouTube.
Yeah,
Oh,
but I
okay,
make sure I put right inside
yeah,
of I don't own these rights.
yeah. All right.
Interesting.
So yeah, so I don't know. Maybe somebody complained. Maybe they were, so if people complain about it, because we did have quite a few new people last Sunday,
They complain
and
about the show,
well,
like
yeah,
what our content. They complain about what we're talking about.
people if people complain about your show on YouTube, they'll just block it until they review it, and then if they
Oh,
see.
interesting. Interesting.
Right.
Okay. Hmm.
So yeah, so well, this show today is like I was telling Tiffany, Kevin, when I spoke to you guys on the phone earlier this week, and the murder of that um that
Sonia
Sandra
Massey.
Sony
Sonya
Masters the name.
I know it's a
bothered
lot,
by
Carl. It's a lot.
George Floyd bothered me for months and months, and this is having the same effect on me. Just I have not watched the actual shooting, the actual I'm not gonna say alleged because I haven't watched it because I can't. I just can't because you can see. I mean, like just leading up to it,
Right.
you know, it's horrible. But we're also gonna talk about the hate that Kamala Harris is getting, which I don't understand. Like I don't even get it. Like what she's nothing to no one. She's done her. She was a prosecutor, and it's her job to prosecute. She didn't go out and make stuff up. People commit crimes. The evidence is brought to her, and she, as a prosecutor, has to use the evidence to convict or not convict people. That's her job. She didn't willfully, maliciously go out and just point people out on the street and say, "Hey, you're going to jail." Like Oprah, you're going to jail, you're going to jail, and you're going to jail. Everybody's going. No, she did her job, but she's getting all this hate, and the worst of it is that she's stupid. There's no way. I don't even how can you refer to her as stupid when she's running against Donald J. Trump?
Mhm. Yeah.
Makes no sense to me. But we're definitely going to get into it today. But that's who America is. Politicians, politicians say, um, I'm getting a message now from Gary Petnella, who's I would have considered Gary Petnella a very good comedian friend of mine. And him and I he's done some very good.
Can't hear you.
Oh, sorry, I actually muted it.
Right now. Go ahead.
I'm just getting a text from a comedian friend of mine named Gary Petnella. Him and I have traveled all over doing shows together.
Right.
Very good friend. He's done some stuff for me that only a friend would do. He's been to my house, um, and but he's a Trump supporter, and I really like Gary as a person, but he's hardcore Trump supporter. And um,
Carl, I'm in the same boat, man. And we've talked about this, on the phone, off the record, about our friends, comedians, our colleagues that are Trump supporters. And I'm coming to the conclusion that I can't be friends with them anymore, Carl. And it's a
I'm
tough, it's a tough call.
yeah,
I can't be friends with them anymore because Trump stands for white supremacy. Trump is endorsed by white supremacists, and Trump disrespects black people. And right now, he's disrespecting the hell out of a black woman. You know,
bad,
and
like bad,
like he called yesterday. He said Kamala Harris. He called her a bum.
yeah, and
Like
she's stupid.
she's
You
stupid.
like
She's a bum. I mean, he's done everything except call an N word, right? Which he does in code words. So if you're supporting this today's Republican Party and you're supporting Donald Trump and you know that he's going to go move forward with Project 2025, right? Because his judges already got rid of Roe versus Wade. They already got rid of affirmative action. Uh, they're going to eventually try to get rid of uh, gay rights, and then they're going to go after civil rights, or they might go after civil rights and the gay rights. But they're going to come after all of that stuff. And if you're electing a president that's going to put judges on the court that are going to knock down civil rights, that means that he doesn't care about you and your family, Carl, or my family, or Tiff's family. And that's just a harsh thing for you to have to swallow, bro. But he's voting for a man that wants to make people of color that live in this country life not good.
it's
And he has to
already
understand that. He has to understand that. How come he doesn't understand that? And you're my Facebook friend. I had a guy on. Let me say this real quick. I had a guy that was putting all this nasty stuff about Kamala Harris on his Facebook page. I said, go see who the hell this is. One of my Facebook friends. I pop on, and the face pop up, and he's a Kevin Lee fan. Somebody I met at my show that comes up every time I come to town. He comes and see me and brings his wife and his friends. He buys my merchandise after the show, buys my Kevin Lee hot sauce and my Kevin Lee T-shirts and all that stuff. Takes pictures with me and all that stuff. One of my biggest fans, and I had to lean on him because the stuff he's saying about Kamala Harris was nasty. And I know I'm taking up for a millionaire who doesn't need, but I need this fan base. But I'm making a sacrifice right now because my family, uh, my grandchildren, my daughter, my nieces and nephews that have young kids, I don't want them to grow up in Donald Trump and JD Vance's world or the world that they're trying to make for them. So I lost some T-shirt sales. I lost some hot sauce sales next time I go to this particular town to perform. I might have lost a fan, right? But I made that sacrifice. It's all good. I'm gonna be okay. But
No, I was about to say you will be okay. And it's sad. I feel bad because y'all are very open men. Y'all don't have a problem with y'all have friends of all cultures and all nationality. And it's
right,
sad that a situation like this will show you who people really are. And they're very mean spirited. And like I said, so for me, anybody that says that this was okay, I'm not messing with you. I'm not, that means something is wrong with you because it is not right how it was handled, how it was dealt with, and they also try to cover it up. So my thing is that we pray that she gets the justice for her being unalived. We hope that she get it for her children because that is it's just really horrible and it's trauma porn to me. Every time you turn around, you see it, you see somebody doing something else. It's very horrible. So I feel very bad that
we
y'all
don't
are
know.
really finding out.
I'm gonna show some videos of for and against Kamala after I say this, but we don't. I don't know the political. What that guy, his a political affiliation that shot Sonia Massey,
Hmm.
but I would bet the farm he's a Trump supporter.
Oh yeah, we
of
already
course.
know that. Most the
Oh
ninety
yeah, of
percent
course.
of white people are with
Look
them.
at his
But
face.
yeah, but just know that there's a lot of people that saw it, and they were white, wild white allies that said they were very disgusted with it.
Yeah. All right. So here's and I'm very disappointed in Dr. Umar, but I'll start off with him.
Remember another interview I saw with Kamala Harris, Art, and she said, somebody asked her, what are y'all going to do for black people? And she said, we can't pass laws just for black people. She said this, we can't do things just for black. Well, Kamala Harris, can I ask you a question, Madam Vice President? If the Democratic Party can't do anything just for black people, why did y'all pass a law only for Asians? Why did y'all pass a law only for Native Americans? Why did y'all pass a law only for transgenders? Why did y'all pass a law only for LGBTQs? Why did y'all pass a law only for immigrants? If you can't do anything just for black people, this is what she said. It came out of her mouth. If you can't do anything just for black people, how was it possible for you and President Biden to do all these other things for specific ethnic groups in this country from whose benefit no other group can take anything from? And when Negroes say, who do we vote for? The lesser of the two evils. Which one is the lesser of the two? Which one is lesser? I can't tell which one is lesser. They're both bad. They're both bad. We know Kamala Harris don't like black men because she made her whole career locking them up. She's married to a white man. And let me say this, Art. This could backfire on the Democratic Party. I'm going to tell you why. To white America, Kamala Harris to them is Barack Obama with a female's face. Even though Obama has not endorsed her, and I'm going to be honest with you, Art, that could be politically motivated. Barack Obama may publicly be saying he doesn't endorse VP Kamala Harris for President of the United States, so it doesn't appear to the American people that she will simply be Barack Obama's puppet on strings. In other words, that could be a chess move. I'm going to tell the American public I don't support her, so it doesn't look like I'm the one making all the decisions, when the truth of the matter is a Kamala Harris White House might be a Barack Obama White House wearing a skirt.
I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No, because whatever benefits that black family will benefit that community and society as a whole in the country. We had over 200 years of slavery. We had Jim Crow for almost a century. We had legalized discrimination, segregation, and now we have segregation and discrimination that is not legal but still exists and is a barrier to progress. We have disparities around housing. We have disparities around education. We have disparities around income. And we have to recognize that everybody did not start out on an equal footing in this country. And in particular, black people have not. And so we have got to recognize that and do something about that and give folks a lift up. That's why, for example, I'm proposing the LIFT Act. Give people who are making $100,000 or less as a family a tax credit.
Do you support reparations for black people?
Cares about the fact that we've got a bunch of young black and brown men in prison. That argument is not working. What I suggest we do as African Americans is own this issue in law enforcement and then define it in the way that works for us, because it is a myth to say that African Americans don't want law enforcement. We do. We want our grandmothers to be able to walk to church and be safe. We want our babies to be able to walk to the park and be safe. What we don't want is racial profiling. What we don't want is excessive force. That's right. What we don't want is to have our civil liberties and civil rights be stripped. But we do want law enforcement. So let's define it in the way that works for us by saying, I want community policing. I want a police department that works in my neighborhood and in my community that reflects the mores and the culture and respects my grandmother, again, when they walk in to talk to her. I want a system of accountability in the criminal justice system that says law enforcement needs to own crime prevention as much as it talks about long sentences. Because nationally, only 18% of serious crime results in an arrest.
Like, how could you call her by her first name? She's worked so hard. Okay, so what we're gonna cook today is an Indian recipe.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
you are Indian.
Yes.
Okay, and I don't know that everybody knows that, but I find that wherever I go and I see Indian people at the supermarket, on the street, everyone's like, you know, Kamala Harris is Indian, right? It's like the thing we're so excited about to have you running for president.
Yeah.
So we're both Indian,
Yes.
but actually we're both South Indian.
Yes.
For everyone saying that Kamala Harris didn't do anything when she was VP, please, for $5,000, do not use Google. Tell me what any vice president has ever done during their term that was notable that you noticed. The vice president's job is to take a back seat and support while the president does everything that's forward facing. And it's funny because when Joe Biden was VP, the only things I really remember him doing was making cool videos with Barack. But when he ran for president, I didn't hear that same, he didn't do anything when he was VP from people. So I wonder why y'all are saying it now. Can we all just be for real? I think there's enough BS in the world. Let's all be for real and just say our quiet parts out loud because the discourse is tired.
Yes, can you tell me why you'll be voting for Kamala? Because she black. Do you know what does she actually do? Be black. Are you voting red or blue? Black. What's her favorite part of the year? Black History Month.
Hey Kamala, what are we going to say to Donald Trump in November?
Bye, bye, bye.
Bye, bye, bye. With the knowledge you gain, break away from the chains. We helping you grow the Black Therapy Show. In a safe space, dealing with the black trauma. We unpacking and inspecting all our baggage and drama. Cause we gotta unite, no more killing each other. It's time to see a new future for my sisters and brothers. With Kevin, Carl, and Tiffany, you'll have an epiphany. We'll give you everything you need to handle the enemy. We're giving you empathy, we gon' challenge you mentally. The right conversation so you grow exponentially. We built your penitentiaries, we built all the schools. Gave us brainwash education, just making us fools. Hatred was what we got in exchange for love. No more manipulation from my God above. It's Carl, Kevin, and Tiffany. Now welcome to the Black Therapy Show. Let's go.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Thank you so much for checking in. Scooby D2. Scooby D2 checks in like 6:01 with his comment.
Hey, Scooby, thanks for checking in. Thank you, everyone, for checking in.
Hey, Donna, thank you. Highly Favors in here from YouTube. Gina, our resident woman, is in the house. Kevin's mom is in the house. Kevin, Catherine Tobias. Hey, what's up, Mom?
Hey, Mom.
Hello, mother.
The house. Kevin's other half is in the house. And a bunch of other people. We have people also on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter and Twitch. I'm not a fan of Twitch because we get a lot of trolls on Twitch. But anyway, we got people on all three platforms watching. I want to welcome you all. We love you all. We welcome your comments. If you want to join the panel, I'm going to drop the link in the chat and you can join the channel. Brenda, what's up, Brenda? My friend from Canada is in the house. Brenda does hair, Kevin. If you remember Steve Harvey had that fade that glued to his head?
Yeah. Yeah.
You talking about that man unit?
Yeah, so Kevin, if you ever want to get one of those, Brenda.
She hooked me up. All right, I'm gonna change my look in 2025, so we might do that.
I want to thank everyone for checking us out here on a Sunday. This is a very hard show. I was thinking about it today. I know Kevin and I had a conversation. I can tell he was very upset about the things they were saying about Vice President Kamala Harris.
Yes.
And I was just wondering to myself, should we let these people get us so upset, or should we just kind of have fun with them? Because they're not going to change. You know what I mean? They're going to continue to say horrible things. And the more they know that we're upset, the more horrible the things they're going to say are. But we still have to call them out. I don't believe in being quiet.
They're showing us who they are. You know, they showing us what type of personalities and characters that they are. by their judgment. It's very horrible. I feel bad for, come on. I know it's not, it probably bothers her, but I know it bothers me. And if it bothers y'all as men, y'all have mothers, y'all have sisters, daughters or whatever. You don't want to see nobody disrespect them. And they're going too far. The Kamala hate train is ridiculous right now.
Yeah.
You know what? Dr. Umar, come on, dude. I mean, the thing with Dr. Umar is he says a lot of good things,
Yeah, it's,
but
it's a balance. It's like this.
this is not the time to be, putting down women of color.
Obama
It's just,
did endorse her. Sorry to cut you off. He did endorse
yeah,
her.
no, he definitely did. Him and Michelle
That's
Obama
a
both
correction.
both
Yes.
both endorsed it, came out and endorsed her, uh, and yeah, I mean, it's just. And here's the thing: Obama puppet, Obama in skirt. I mean, that's what the white people were saying. The Republicans were saying that, Dr. Umar. I mean, like you're now doing Republican talking points on your podcast, which is absolutely ridiculous. So every black person that runs for the White House is going to be an Obama puppet. you know, every uh, every person of color who gets in this position is that is going to be a Barack Obama puppet. Like they're not good enough to do this themselves. They're not intelligent enough, smart enough. This woman is not qualified enough to be president unless Obama got his hand up her ass. Basically, is what Umar's saying. He just called her a puppet yesterday. Uh, you know, the former president called her a bum and dumb.
Where did he get this from? I don't understand. Did he go to college? Did he go to law school? Did he do any of these things? Because I don't understand why is he keep calling her stupid and dumb. I don't like it.
Because that's all he has. I keep saying on this show, he's an idiot, and I don't say that to be insulting. I say that because he's an idiot, and the people that follow him knows he's an idiot. So all they have is to hurl insults and attack people personally, right? Because he has no intelligence, he has no educational background. He's just a white man who thinks he deserves to be president, and that's it. That's the only thing he has going for him is that he's white. That's it. He has nothing else going for him. He is the ultimate epitome of white privilege.
Yeah, we haven't
White,
heard
I
no plan.
deserve this. I deserve to be.
Yeah,
Yep.
we haven't
Yeah,
heard no
100%.
plans. He hasn't said things he's going to do or how he's going to help the United States of America. He's just throwing out insults. It's just like every time you click on, she's a bomb. Oh, she's stupid. And then you got JD Vance. He's over here talking about, oh, we don't want no childless woman, cat lady woman. What is wrong with you? First of all, you're messing up when you're talking about women. We is more women out here than ever. We're gonna vote for her just because you trying to disrespect us. You understand what I'm saying? So they're gonna might have to get rid of him because nobody's feeling him either. Trump and all of them is under pressure because her ratings is going through the roof. They are really feeling her. A lot of people are gonna vote for her. They're under pressure right now. I heard he canceled the debate. He
Yeah,
not ready to debate with her. He cannot debate with an intelligent woman. He can't. He can't. It's going to be too much for him. Remember, they're not used to that. They like their women to be quiet and do what they say do.
yeah. I mean, he know he can't, and They're now attacking her laugh. Fox News is talking about how hideous and how horrible her laugh is. They're talking about her dancing. Of course, we've seen videos of Kamala Harris dancing and having a good time. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with her.
They critiquing everything. They are now bothering her, her flower. Now they're showing different pictures of her. They're talking about 20-year relationship she had 20 years ago with Willie Brown. I mean, what is wrong with y'all? If this woman is qualified and she knows what she's doing, let her run her campaign without insults. Without insults. I mean, it's
Two
just
videos. I'm
hard.
going to show you guys two videos. This is a video of Kamala dancing at, I don't know, some kind of outing or cookout, but it
Well,
just
I don't know. Don't do it to. I hope she dancing good, because I would tell you if she not dancing good.
no, she can dance.
Oh.
Have you seen her?
Oh no, I haven't
And
saw
no,
her. I
Hashtag card, this hashtag king, going hashtag card, yeah. It's such a vibrant thing. Vibrant thing, a vibrant thing. Yeah, it's such a vibrant thing. Vibrant thing, a vibrant thing.
Now that outing she was at, somebody, obviously a Republican, took that video and reposted it, put a different a rap song to it, obviously a rap song that has swearing and stuff in there, and said that she was drunk or something like that out the caption.
no, you.
A drunk frames Kamala going back to her old ways or something like that, they said.
No, see, that's too much. First of all, that was Nicki Minaj's song, and I don't know why they did that to her. That's ridiculous. They need to. She goes back to her old way. Why? Why are they doing this? And y'all know. First of all, what did Trump say in that van? He talking about grabbing people by their stuff, okay? You got these nasty men out here abusing women, sexually assaulting women, even messing around with you. And y'all sitting over here talking about 20 years or something that she did 20 years ago. I'm telling you, these people are disgusting. They're disgusting.
Yep. Yes, they
They're
are.
disgusting. It's just sickening.
You know the dancing video when she's dancing with the kids. Carl, have you
Yeah.
seen that when she's dancing along with the kids?
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
doing it's like
yeah,
that's the
yeah.
sorority dance.
Right, yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Oh, did you
Yeah,
see the one I had? Me and Carl was talking, and I was telling him that some man, I think he's a reporter. He was like Kamala and her colored sorority. I said, did he say colored?
yeah, she did.
So you heard it? You heard it, Kev, right? I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. It's like we going back.
I what I don't get is how you can say, first of all, that she's not smart. And Dr. Umar, like, what does he have for an alternative? You know, he's running his mouth about she's a puppet and she's this and that. What's your alternative? Give us an alternative. If you have an alternative, but if the choice is between Kamala and Trump, you're telling me you have a problem that you have to sleep on that. Really, you need to really rack your brain to make a choice between Kamala and Trump.
I don't think what I'm getting and what I've been watching, the way people are feeling is that even if they vote, does it really matter? I'm not saying it because I believe it matters, but people are feeling like that. Like they feel like it's already been chosen already. They already know who they want to be. They're not going to have this. They're already coming in with that vibe already. So I think that's what he's more of thinking of. Like I said, I'm not co-signing everything that he says, Umar says, but a lot of the stuff that Umar said is true, and a lot of it, like the first video you put was right. But all of this stuff with Kamala, my thing is just leave it alone. I don't want to hear no more about all this negativity, because right now she don't even need that right now. She's trying to win. And like you said, if you don't have somebody else to come in to be able to do this job, you can't say nothing, because they need money, because this thing is expensive. Election is very expensive.
This goes back to what I always say about us on this show 1,000 times. So let's make it 1,001 times. We always are harder on our people than we are on others.
Yes, we
You
are.
know, we Kamala Harris is a human being. She's
Mhm.
59 years old. She went to college. In college, she partied. She probably smoked weed. Slept around with different guys. That's what people do when they're in college. You know, that's called growing up and living. Has nothing to do with anything. She lived her life. You know, she
Right.
dated different men. Dated different men. You know, that's what attractive women do. You know,
That's
or ugly
her
women do. That's
personal
what women do. Period.
business.
Right. So she did her thing when she was a young lady. She went out with different guys and went to college, but she stayed in school. got a degree, pursued her career, became a state's attorney and all that stuff, and a prosecutor and a senator, and then a vice president. That's a hell of a resume, you know. Graduated from Howard University, so
And
her
Trump
resume
do
is
not have
amazing.
none of this up under his belt or his wife. Okay,
One thing
so
Trump has under his belt is he was born to a father that just happens to be a multi-millionaire. That's all, a billionaire. That's all Trump had going for himself. Is his father was a super rich man, and he gave Trump money. I think he put like what $30 million, something like that, in Trump's bank account when he was 8 years old, something like that. Yeah. So Trump has always grown up, a
those are
rich
the white
person.
privileged children that live in the suburban areas that don't know nothing about us.
Because a lot of people are saying, like the video where the woman says she's voting for Trump, for Kamala because she's black. That's all she needs is because she's black. Aren't
Well,
we?
that's okay though. That's okay though. That's
Yeah,
okay. We voted for white presidents. White people voting. How many people voting for Trump because he's white?
absolutely. That was my
That's
point.
what I was about to say. What is the difference? If we want to vote because she's black, she's black. I'm voting because she's smarter than him.
Yeah,
And also, we've only had in the history of this country one black president. So if a black person is voting for somebody because they're black, we have that right. We only had one black president.
and here's the
And
thing.
there's been plenty of qualified black people over the last 100 years, but they ain't been president.
And here's the thing about when there's a first black person to do anything. You have to be. What do we say to our kids? You got to be 10 times better than the white person to get half as much as what the white person got. So if you put a black person in a job, they're gonna go above and beyond and some
Right.
to do an excellent job because they know they're being they know they're being watched, right? You make a black person a manager, a supervisor, a lead, a executive, anything in any company that's majority white, I guarantee you will get 110%.
No, you are. You are
Because
100% right.
we know we're being watched. We know. So
And
Kamala Harris,
Kamala, she looks like an overachiever, and
yeah,
she made sure. Look how far she made it.
to be the
So that
first
means she
black
worked
president,
very hard to get there, and it wasn't easy. Them
right?
politics, them poly games is tricky.
To be the first black female president of a country, she knows she has to step her game up. So if people are voting for her just because she's black, I have zero tolerance. I have zero problem with that. I hear
Yeah.
some people that obviously have a problem with it.
I don't gotta watch this video.
Would you vote for?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm going to just be real honest with this. She's a black woman.
Yeah. Only because she a black woman?
Yeah.
Let's put Sex Array in the office.
She's not black, friend. She's not black.
Why only because of that?
Because I would love to see a woman in office.
Oh, why?
I want to give us a shot.
On everything on my father's grave. I am so broken right now, man. Do you not see how that's a bad idea? We're in 3 proxy wars. She failed at the border. She has no policy, no record to stand on. One of the biggest things that she did in her career was lock up more black men than ever before. But we sitting here and vote her in office on identity politics.
Thank God for him. A brother that's educated, that's unashamed, unafraid to tell the truth.
Why are they voting for Trump? Right?
Hey, can I say something real quickly? First of all, let's get to the bottom of this. She locked up all these black men. That has been debunked. It is a lie. If anybody watching this show can Google on YouTube Reese Colbert. Reese Colbert is a lady who has a radio show that comes on Urban View on satellite radio, but she on her podcast has fact checked and debunked this whole crap, and she can do it much better than me. So Google Reese Colbert, but this is all a lie. It's just a big lie. It's another talking point that these dumbasses are falling for. It's not true. She did not lock up more black men than anybody. And she was a prosecutor in California. And when she was a prosecutor in California, marijuana was illegal. Certain drugs were illegal. She did lock up many men that were murderers, rapists, drug dealers, drug users. But there's no record of the race of these people that she locked up. By the way, like like there's no race to go. Oh, she locked up 700 black men and 200 white guy and one white guy and one Puerto Rican guy and everybody else was black. It's not true. It's just not true. So
All of
that's
these
just
things are
it's just a
alleged
big
because
lie.
we don't know. This is all alleged. We don't know. Like you said, she had a job that she had to do. I'm tired of them worrying about what she did 25 years ago. Let's talk about what she's gonna do now. Okay, we should be rooting on what she's going to do now. How is she going to help us, the people, us human beings? Because things need to change, especially in the police system, in the educational system, in the health system, in the housing system. All of these things need change, and I don't care who she slept with 20 years ago.
And that guy never brought up. And since he's bringing up what she did, they ignored the Central Park Five. You know what Trump did to those five black dudes, right? Calling for the death
And
penalty
they
for some
found the
innocent black
killer.
men.
The killer did admit to what he did, and his DNA matched where the lady is at. But still, you will hear Trump and the lady still say it was the boys.
Yeah,
Y'all
Trump never
still, y'all
apologized to
have
them.
evidence.
They were exonerated, and Trump never, still to this day, hasn't apologized to those men, and they've been exonerated for that crime. Yeah, yeah. So,
It's
but no, they
horrible.
don't. But you see these black people, they don't talk about that. They was talk about what Kamala Harris did. I think a lot of this has to do, Carl and Tiff, is that her husband is not a black man. You know, I think that has a lot to do with it. You know, I think she's getting hate from people like Dr. Umar, and we know how he is about interracial
Yeah,
marriage.
he don't like
You
that
know,
bunny hop, and I get it.
yeah, you
But
don't like it. Right. So
her
yeah,
man probably smarter than Trump too. Okay, and
probably
he's sitting
he
around
is.
here, and and her man should be very insulted that Trump is going around calling his wife a stupid dummy. Okay, her husband should be very upset. He should be upset.
I mean, they're gonna tell me you're gonna look at Donald Trump, you're gonna look at Kamala Harris, and you're gonna look at Project 2025 at what they're planning to do, and you're gonna make a choice. And you're gonna tell me this is what I don't understand. You're gonna tell me that you have a problem making the choice. The man supports the KKK. The man supports Nazis. The man supports the Proud Boys. The man supports groups who want to kill black people. There's no gray area. There's no fine line. There's no in between. He supports groups and those groups support him. There are groups of people who want to kill black people, right? They want to murder us. They want to eliminate us from the earth, and they support him and he support them, and you are contemplating that who should I go with, or you're like leaning towards Donald Trump. Like I don't get that. I really I don't get
Listen,
that.
we already know that many people like toxic behavior, and anybody in their good right mind or want peace in their life are not going to vote for somebody that thinks and feels and say the things that he said. I'm sorry, and it's nothing that we can do, Carl. We just got to talk to people who we do talk to who crosses our path and talk about, how can you say the positive and leave him alone because he's disgusting. I'm gonna be honest with you. Every time he talks or I put him on, is nothing positive. It's nothing. Oh, dumb. These stupid people. They don't get it. And another thing, he just had a meeting with what's his name? The one from
Right.
Russia.
No, you're talking about the Jewish guy. Oh,
Yeah.
Yatin,
Oh yeah. Oh
you?
yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
Netanyahu,
yeah, him.
Bibi
And
yeah,
his
yeah,
Netanyahu.
ear was exposed. His ear was exposed.
yeah.
Don't white people bruise? Wouldn't we see
Yeah.
something? Because that's what I was looking for. I'm a type of person I want to see. I didn't see anything. What is going on? Y'all think that he healed up that fast?
Yeah. Well, they said the FBI is investigating because they don't think he actually got hit in the air. Got shot. He got shot with anything. But
So it could be fragments or something that popped him to make him bleed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's what they're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, because you know he's very upset that they're not talking about his shooting anymore since Kamala is now running for president. He's mad because he's not getting no attention. You know he's an attention whore.
Yeah.
He
Now,
loves all of that.
Scooby D2 ask a question. If she, meaning Kamala Harris, I keep calling her Kamala Harris, is really bad to black people, please explain how. Scooby, we can explain how she's not bad to black people. She had a job to do. They put her in a position, people committed crimes, and she, as a prosecutor, had to follow the law and put them in jail. If the law says you go to jail if you have an ounce of weed, that's what she had to do. She can't make her own laws up and say, well, the law says you're supposed to do a year in jail. I'm going to give you 10 minutes. No, she can't. She had to do her job. And unfortunately, it seems to be the majority of men that were caught with weed or drugs, even though we can say that more black men get stopped and searched by police. So that is a thing, but she has no control over that as to how many people stop.
And
Um,
not to mention, she was prosecutor in California, San Francisco area, and that's you know, not the most black area in the world. You know what I'm saying? It's a
I
lot of
don't
white
have
people there.
time to be going through all her cases. All I know is that we need somebody in that White House better than him.
yeah.
And that's like Rudy Giuliani, back in the '80s when he was a prosecutor. He brought down the mafia, the New York mafia. He brought them down. And he's Italian, right? And most of those mafia men were Italian men, New York Italian men that he brought down and put them in prison. You know, John Gotti, all those guys. So you don't hear Italian people going, "Well, Giuliani locked up a bunch of Italian people. He don't like his people." Like that's a stupid argument. The guy's doing his job. You know, if you're a drug dealer and you just happen to be black, and I'm a prosecutor, I'm gonna bust your ass. You know, if you're a murderer and you're black, I'm gonna bust your ass. I don't care what color you are. You kill somebody, you're going to prison. That was her job.
Yeah.
She's doing her job. You locked up black. I'm so sick of it, man. It's so
Yeah, I'm
sad.
sick of it too.
It's
I'm sick of it.
2024. It's 2024. It's the same. Let's do the same stuff Obama went through. Only this is on steroids because she's a woman, so she got a double whammy. Because one, she's a woman of color, and then she's a woman. Like,
That's why I'm just saying, y'all don't understand. It's not just because she's a woman of color. She's a woman, period. They really don't want a woman in the White House, but because she's doing. They said she's doing excellent. She's like literally, her and Trump is at the same percentage. Literally,
no,
she's
she's doing
doing
good.
well. Yeah, a lot of
That's all.
people switched over. People want fresh, brand new. First of all, Trump is again. We want to get with the age. I'm sorry. That should be the first thing she do when she get there is make her age limit. No, nothing against our over 60, 70. But I think after 65, you should not be the president. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's too much. You should be enjoying your life, having fun, doing things. If you want to help the community, help the community. But other than no, I think we need fresh people. She's fresh. She knows what she's doing. We understand her. She can break down things. That's all I need. I just need you to break down things and tell me. Now, if she's going to do things for us, that's for our local officials to be able to fight for. It's for us.
I just want to know. I'm gonna show a video. We're gonna move on to our next our next topic. But before we go, I'm gonna show this video, and I want.
That's right. We do need to do that. We need voter ID in this country, ladies and gentlemen. If you're going to cast a ballot, show a piece of ID.
Where did they
What?
find the black people? I'm not even. Don't pay attention to him. What I'm focusing on the black guy in the back. Where did they find those people? That's what
No.
I'm. Where did they find those people?
Okay, so I'm going
Uh,
to tell you this. This is what I'm learning from the industry and me being in the industry,
Yeah.
right? They place people in those positions, in those seatings.
And
Okay? They find these people and
Uh-oh. Did we lose Tiff? They went to put Tiff in the audience. This snatch chip up. They'll put her. That's how you see Tiffany.
I'm
There you go. You
sorry. I'm
back?
sorry. They almost came and got me. They almost came and got me. They
But
put those people in those positions. They tell them where to sit at. And don't be surprised if they pay them to do that. Let's put the black person right here. So when the camera is showing, they can show black people. You understand what I'm saying? And they probably either getting paid for it or they that stupid to be up there rooting with Vance, okay?
all right, so Wayne, what's up, Wayne? Wayne Grimes, my brother from Barbados. Wayne's been on the show a couple of times.
Hey,
Wayne
Wayne.
is saying, you guys still not getting it. The Democrats and Republican structure are not for black people. The free black man is not in the interest of the white world, and I mean world, including America, 2024. And we argue for politicians. But Wayne, what are we supposed to do? Throw our hands up and just do nothing? I mean, you're kind of arguing the same thing Dr. Umar is arguing. Just don't vote. Don't do nothing. We can't do nothing. We have nothing to replace this with. At this time, we have
Right.
nothing to replace it with. So we have to vote for someone. And at this point, the Democrats is the better choice, the much better choice.
The two parties aren't the same. The two parties are just not the same.
I
Um,
don't. I'm not. I'm thinking they
I
saying
when
something
I'm
about a
when I
state.
travel in the South, and I travel in the South a lot. You know what I see? I see Trump 2012, 2020, 2024
I have saw that.
signs, and next to them are Confederate flags. I've never
I
seen a
have saw that
Biden.
too.
I've never seen a Biden sign and a Confederate flag. I've never seen a Bill Clinton flag and a Confederate flag. I've never seen a Hillary Clinton flag and a Confederate flag. I've never seen even a George Bush, who was a Republican, uh, uh, um, sign and a Confederate flag. When you see Trump's flags, you always see Confederate flags.
His
Do you
followers,
understand?
yeah.
Do everybody watching this show understand what Confederacy stands for and what it meant? The two parties are not the same. They're just not. Uh, People, oh,
They're
Biden's racist.
cousins.
Biden had a racist
They're
background.
cousins.
I didn't. The KKK and the skinheads and the Nazis, they endorsed Trump. Not one hate group, a white supremacist hate group, supported Biden. Matter of fact, they're pissed at Biden because he put a black woman in a position to become the president.
They even mad at JD Vance because his wife's Indian.
Exactly.
I know he can't. They can't be mad at him because of that issue. He married her.
But they are, and because the two parties are so far apart. One party wants to take away your health insurance. One party doesn't. You know,
Yeah,
one
and people
party,
need health
one party
insurance.
wants to take away rights for seniors. One party doesn't. One party wants to take away your voting rights. One party doesn't. You know, uh, one party wants to give tax breaks to billionaires and millionaires, and they want the middle class to pay for it. I mean, the two parties are so far different. When people come on this show and say ignorant things, it drives me nuts, man. Nuts. Like, like you got a wealth of information at your fingertips. You got Google. I said this on the show before. When I was a kid, my mom used to have those encyclopedia books, was have them on the shelves. They are hardback books. They
That's
normally
right. I
blue.
have them. I
You
still
had
got
them. You
some.
had to go. Oh, I want to know something. You got to go find the book, the letter on it. Oh, Z. Yeah, I want to read about zebras. Let me get the Z book. Now you got it right here. Google, the palm of your hand. You can Google anything and learn anything. Get the wealth of information. You can learn about stuff on your computer, or, just from Googling. You got a encyclopedia right here with nothing but the truth. People just don't want to take time and learn. They want to just freaking get on Facebook and say
You
stupid shit,
know
and they
this
don't
is a
know you.
microwave world. They just want 30 seconds to a minute, and that's it.
So
Then they
so
forget about it.
Wayne responded to you, and Wayne is saying, which party did anything for us? Bottom line, the bottom line, which party did anything for us? So you're saying that the Democrats hasn't done anything? Okay, I'm sure they can do more, but you're saying that it's even the what
What
that
do you want them to do for you? They can't. I mean, that's the other thing. When I listen to a black lady who supports Kamala Harris the other day, and she says, "I would do everything to support her and get her in the White House. I'm also going to hold her accountable. I'm going to make sure she does
Thank
what we
you.
ask her to do. We have a list of shit we want her to do, and we're going to hold her
Yes.
accountable. You know,
This is
uh,
the time to do it now, though. This is the
exactly. We
time
just
to
can't
ask
we
her
just can't
now.
vote for
This
these
is the
people.
time to make that money and give her
And I
money.
think your
What did
friend, I think your friend call is a lot of things that he's asking a president to do may be stuff that lower stuff people do, like like your senators and your congressmen and your local politicians and stuff like that. They have a lot of stuff. A lot of people are unhappy at stuff that has nothing to do with the president. It has a lot to do with stuff that local politicians do, but people never go vote for any of the lower politicians when they're pulling strings in your
they
neighborhood
caught up
and
too? Don't get it twisted.
and
They
making your
caught
life
up too.
miserable. You got to hold them accountable. They like that. They like that check and that free health insurance when it come time to vote. They didn't do what you asked them to do. And I still got potholes on my street. I'm not voting for your ass. You know, that's all. So one party, Trump put these conservative judges on. This is another reason people didn't vote for Hillary Clinton because they lied about some damn emails and all this sort of shit. Then you got millions of women pissed off at Republicans for Trump putting judges on the court that now tell women what to do with their body. The abortion
That's
thing, and Roe versus Wade was reversed. Like I said,
yeah. That's
uh,
not.
um,
Um,
they're gonna go down the list. I mean, we're basically, if Trump gets back in office, brother, if you're still listening, you think it's bad now. We're going back to the 50s. I don't know how old you
Well, and
were.
that's what one of the ladies said
uh,
in the
uh,
chat.
Emma Crawford
I don't
from
know if you
YouTube.
were. I don't know if you were an adult when in the 50s, but I guarantee you, you don't want to live in the 50s. When you see Dr. King and all those people being water hosed down and hit with billy clubs and dogs biting them,
No,
and
nobody want to
what
go back
what
to no
what
daggone
John Lewis was almost beat
yes,
to the
at the
inch of his death
Peniston
at the
Bridge.
Pennant Bridge. That was the 50s and 60s. You want to go back to that? Because that's what Trump and JD Vance were the Biden not going to take you back there. Kamala Harris is not going to take you back there. She's not going to be perfect because nobody's perfect, but she's not going to try. She's trying not to take you back to the 50s and to the 60s where you had no rights. You know, you couldn't even drink out of a freaking water fountain that a white man drank of uh, uh, um, 60 years ago. You couldn't use the same bathroom. You couldn't eat in the same restaurant. You know, women were secondhand
Listen, it's not
citizens.
going to go
Black people
back
were
that
secondhand
far.
citizens.
Yeah.
Well,
It's not
no,
going to go back like that. They can't do
but it
that.
wasn't.
Us
It wasn't
people
that
are
long ago, though.
powerful.
My point was, Tip, it wasn't
No.
that long ago. It wasn't that long
No,
ago
it
when we
wasn't
lived
that
like
long
that.
ago, but it's not going to happen like that. I'm saying in the future, it's not
Everybody
going
on
to
this
be like that
panel,
no more.
everybody on this panel was breathing air when Dr. King was murdered. How old are you, Tiff?
No, I wasn't breathing.
I
Well,
mean,
I wasn't breathing.
okay, I was born, and Carl was born. Carl wasn't living in this country, but I was. So I mean, I was a young kid, but I'm just saying, everybody, people were living when Dr. King was murdered. I was alive, so it wasn't that long ago that we were living this reality of fighting for our civil rights. You know,
Yeah.
Well,
I know what
listen,
my grandparents. I can imagine what my grandparents had to go through. You know,
and I'm
when
glad
they
that they
were
went through it
my
to be able
age.
to be here today, because that's a
So
lot. Because I
let me
probably couldn't have been able to do it.
second. So Emma Crawford from YouTube said exactly what you said. What's up, Emma? Republican Party wants us to go back to the 50s, and they do. And I don't think enough of us are taking that seriously. We are thinking, oh, it's never going to happen. It can't happen. But I mean, I don't think we're taking that seriously. I don't think we're taking the Project 2025 thing seriously. But Emma said it. They want us to go back to the 50s, and it sounds like a joke. But those people are not playing. They don't want us to have any. Those. What's the comedian that said getting away wasn't part of the plan?
Oh, Paul Mooney. Paul
Mooney.
Mooney said.
they're not
White
happy.
people are angry because getting away was never part of the plan. you know.
That we I
Mhm.
told you I had a white friend. Her mom would get upset, literally get upset, and wonder how could black people afford new cars. She see, especially if she sees a black person in a luxury car. Kevin would drive her nuts. Kevin would probably make her fly off the side of the road because literally get upset because she wasn't living that kind of life. So she's wondering how can
Mhm.
they afford these cars because they, in her head, black people are not supposed to be ahead of her at all. So you got, and we don't understand that mentality. Like we don't understand how a white person can get up in the morning and say, "I'm gonna go to a black neighborhood and just kill as many black people as we can." But they are people like that, and we
Yeah.
gotta,
Well, it happened.
yeah.
It happened. The Buffalo shooting.
So
And we don't do that. We don't think like that. We don't work like that because we're not worried about that because we're worried about surviving and buying groceries and taking paying our bills and stuff. We don't got time to be killing people,
yeah,
especially
So ask
white
your
people.
friend Carl. Your friend still listening. What's the plan B for him and Dr. Umar? What's the plan B? Okay, we don't go vote. We're pissed off. Kamala Harris locked up black men, and she's an asshole. And what's plan B? We're not going to vote. Everybody gonna stay home and watch Dick Clark's freaking New Year's drop the ball
Dick
bullshit.
Clark
We're
is
not going
dead.
to
There ain't
vote.
nobody watching him.
I know.
but
We'll
You
stay
need to
home and
stop.
we'll stay home and watch Netflix. Nobody's going to vote for Kamala Harris.
No,
We're
we
going.
want
Trump
people to
Trump
vote.
will be the
It's your
next president.
choice.
Trump will be number 47 president of the United States of America. What's plan B, guys? We're saying bitch about Kamala Harris. What's plan
We
B? Let Trump back. Let Trump and JD Vance. Because Trump's not in the best health. He's not the most healthiest human on the planet. What happens if he drops dead and JD Vance, who is what, 39, 40, something like that, becomes president of the United States? Then what happens? Because this dude is worse than Trump, by the way.
Yeah,
Worse.
because he's ignorant as hell. He's a male chauvinist. I don't want him. I don't want none
Well,
of
he's
them.
a
Again,
protege. He's a protege of Peter Tish. Peter
I
Tosh.
don't
I'm
know who
sorry, Peter
Pete.
Tosh. Peter Tosh. Anybody want to Google him? He's a right wing billionaire nut job, and he's very right wing, very racist, and he's a that's his protege. He's been grooming this guy JD Vance and paying for everything. Putting up money for to put. He's like a puppet for him. He's there to put his agenda forward. So this guy is dangerous, and if Trump gets in and don't live another 4 years, this dangerous undercover white supremacist womanizing fool that JD Vance is going to become the president of the United States. And you think you angry about Kamala Harris doing her job uh, in the early 2000s as a prosecutor? You ain't seen nothing yet, bro.
kind of move on. But before I move on, the last thing Wayne said, he's talking about how we gave Ukraine and all these other people money, but we didn't take care of the black people in this country. So I guess that's where he's going with it.
That's a message. Listen, that's a message. It tells you
I get
right
it. I
there.
get it. I can't argue
Yeah,
that.
like
I
I
get it.
said,
But that's big government that we're never gonna, you know, be able to understand why that happens in big government. That's been going on forever before we were
what did you
born.
say? If she don't do her job as we vote her in as a president, if she don't do her job as a president for us, we have to hold her accountable. I'm sorry. That is when she gets in. You understand? But
Yeah,
other than that,
exactly.
we need to take the time out to make sure we vote, vote for somebody that is qualified.
To
What about
history,
that?
man.
Let's
What
vote
about
for people
history?
that's qualified.
What about history too? Like we have all these white presidents. Don't nobody want to see a
White,
woman
white, 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 white,
a
white, white.
woman be president? Nobody wants to see a woman like a woman can't do the job better or I mean, women
Well,
aren't
at least
qualified.
try.
Forget
Can we at
forget the
least
color, just a
try?
woman. Just a woman. Like why
That's,
not?
but it's
I
not
think
like
I like for my granddaughter and my daughter, and my mom to see a woman president while she's still here. I mean, I don't think my grandparents lived to see Barack Obama. But and I wish they would have, because they went through so much in this country growing up in the era that they grew up, and they
It's
didn't get a chance to see Barack Obama, and
but
but
it's
yeah, I want my daughter and my mother and my granddaughter to see, a female president.
A female
The
president,
fact that
right?
she's a female of color, that's even better as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, I said it.
it's
There's
we
nothing
want.
wrong with it. Go ahead,
It's
Carl.
not
We
like
can't
we
hear
want.
you.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead. Now
Yes,
I can
we.
hear you.
It's not like we want just any woman to be president. It's not like we just randomly pick any black woman to be president. This is a smart, intelligent black woman who's been in politics for decades, right? Who
Right.
knows
Experience,
just
yes.
any. It was just even though people are saying we're picking her because she's black and good at what she does. You know what I mean?
Let's
Like
make her clear. Let's
right,
make her clear. Let's talk about her academics. Even if she's not even black, her academics still show and weighs on top of Trump. You understand what I'm saying? But now she being a black woman, that's extra. Thank you.
right. But whenever somebody black gets into an arena where black people usually aren't, and we get behind them because they're good. We got behind Tiger Woods, right? Because he was good. We got
Yep.
behind Serena and Venus because they were good. We get, you know what I mean? We get behind people in certain arenas. If they're black, if you're black and you're doing well, we're gonna get behind you. If you're black and you're fucking up, you know what I mean? We're not gonna, you know what I mean? We're like,
We're not messing with you.
I know. We're not.
I
And
don't
Tiger
care
Woods,
what color
and,
you
and-
are. You
and
fuck
black
up. We
men
don't want to
love
mess
Tiger
with you.
Woods, by the way. And he already denounced that he's not black. He accepts his Asian side.
Oh yeah, he's
He's
blackanese or Asianese or something.
Yeah, he refused to call himself a black man. And he's a Trump
Well, they
supporter.
can keep him. They can keep him.
And
They
he's a
can keep
Trump
him.
supporter. But let him come play golf next Saturday on ABC and watch how many black men run around the TV set to watch Tiger Woods.
yeah.
And he's a Trump supporter.
He said watching the Trump assassination attempt affected him.
Made him,
It,
yeah, made him sick. He couldn't sleep for days. Yeah,
uh, oh my God! Like really?
That's why I don't
yeah.
understand how Trump is still touring, going place. They say he's going back to the same place. How you going back to the? You don't got PSCD or what did you call that? Post traumatic syndrome. Like
PTSD.
I'm not going back because I'm gonna be ducking every minute. I'm gonna be like this.
Yeah. All right. Well,
He's going back because it's a good publicity stuff for him to go back.
yeah.
Because that's where he got shot. So for him to go back is he does. He's a showman, so it gets it gets a little press as far as being a showman. For him to go back to that spot where he was, yeah, it's good for him actually. It's a good tactic actually. Tiff, it's a real good tactic.
Good
Yeah.
bye Trump. Go ahead.
We're gonna move on to this topic is gonna this is gonna be hard for me because like I said, after watching George Floyd affected me and Sonia Massey, watching her get murdered. That even now talking about her and just watching what her family and just knowing that she was shot because she was black. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. It's those of white people in situations with cops, they pull guns on the police and they do all kinds of stuff and they still don't get shot. They somehow find a way to apprehend them. Every mass shooter seems to get taken into custody, but they just show up and I'm gonna quote comedian Godfrey. There is a certain segment of white America that just don't like black people. There's no right
Right.
for it. We will never understand it. They just don't like us. We just have to do our best to stay out of their way. And I would advise black people if you're black and you thinking about calling the police, if it's something you think you can
Think
handle,
twice.
seriously, if it is something you think you can handle yourself, handle it.
Right.
Not have the police come to your house. Do not, I'm going to repeat, do not black people have the police come to your
That
house.
don't make no sense that we have to make a service, a public service announcement. Think twice
Think
before
a
you call the police because
prowler,
they might kill your ass.
you think there's a prowler coming or around your house, you know what I mean? Try to go outside and ask them to leave politely. I don't know what, but what something. But do not call. I would if I would not call it at this point. I am not calling the police to my house.
I'm
Something
scared to death.
ridiculous will have to be going on. ridiculous have to be going on for me to
All right,
call?
go ahead. Bye bye.
So we're gonna get into the Sonia Massey and Candace dumbass Owens, her dumbass. You know what I mean? I don't even know why she's still on, any kind of internet.
You
But
know why she's on, because people like what she says.
you know, she just
She's a for me she's a 50-50. You understand? Because sometimes she could kick something that is common sense, and then she be like, say so. You be like, well, no, she didn't say. Girl, shut up.
yeah.
The
So
hell.
beginning of the encounter with Sonia Massey, but I'm not gonna show. I don't think I didn't watch the whole video, but when it gets to the
You're
actual,
not gonna show the. Are you not gonna show the video? Are you, Carl?
not the beginning, just to show how nice she was. I just want to
Oh
show
yeah,
like.
I can't. I can't. I would have to excuse myself. I can't sit through it, dude.
I'm not watching not the whole thing. I just want to show she was nice and cordial, and you know,
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
I
I
Trigger
can't watch this
warning.
lady. I can't watch this lady die. I can't
no,
do it. Okay.
I haven't watched it. I can't watch it either. But I just want people to
Okay.
see human being, nice, and just a sweet person, and
And,
Oh, it hurt you. You called us. Okay. So what'd you hear?
Somebody keeps outside my house, y'all. Please, I'm trying to get help, y'all, but
What do you need help with?
nothing. I just, please, God, please, God, please. I don't know what to do.
You doing all right mentally?
Yes.
Sure?
My medicine and stuff.
All right. Okay.
I love y'all. Thank y'all.
All right.
Let me see. Where you going?
Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from my hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I would rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
I
rebuke you.
Listen to me, and listen to me very clearly. And I'm going to say it with my whole chest, too. What happened to Sonia Massey never would have happened to her if she would have been a white woman. I don't understand how we are all not on the same page with what we seen on that body cam. I don't know how every single person is not condemning the actions of that man. Point blank, period. There was no justification in what happened to that woman. I am so ashamed to say that I truly did not believe racism still existed in 2024. And that is because I am privileged in being a white woman, okay? I am not a racist person. I don't have a racist bone in my body. I don't understand that mentality. And maybe that's why I didn't believe it existed, because I can't wrap my mind around it. How anybody can be judged based off the color of their skin. And I was just naive to a lot of the realities of the world. I have had numerous run-ins with the law. I have had guns drawn on me. I have been told to stop moving with guns drawn on me, and I continued to move, and I walked away. And the only reason why I did is because I was a white woman. Probably. I wholeheartedly believe that now. I really, truly, honestly do. I am trying to make sense of what I witnessed on this body cam, and I can't. There's no justifying it. There's no justifying it. That woman, when she called them for help, okay? If that boiling pot of water was such a threat to them, why didn't they go over to the stove and turn it off? Why didn't...
was spoken about? We were told that, I don't know, there was some sort of a threat with the boiling water. Sure, yes, she's acting erratically, and there is a situation in which she could have thrown the boiling water at the police officers, but they were nowhere near her. And then they shoot her, which to me, given the context of the fact that you knew that this woman was not mentally there, and even if she did throw boiling water at you, I don't see how saying she said, I will rebuke you. I think she said, in the name of the Lord. And then he says, no, you will not, because I will shoot you. I mean, that is like very extreme, very aggressive. And he then proceeds to, he says, I will shoot you in the face. I mean, that's just like, what are you even talking about? Over a woman with boiling water. In my opinion, he should have simply used his taser if he felt threatened by the steaming water. Or if he felt that he absolutely had to use his gun, why didn't he shoot her in the foot or somewhere lower? This just did not seem like an appropriate response to me whatsoever. Now, parking that aside, of course, as I have said since the beginning of time, there are mistakes that police officers are human beings. There are mistakes that happen, and the idea that now you're going to use this situation, and all the usual suspects are already involved, we know that Attorney Crump is already involved, to then try to make Black Americans believe that this happened simply because she was Black is pointedly ridiculous. So I am saying to Black Americans today, do not take this bait. Yes, what happened in this situation, I think he's going to have a very hard time, this officer, saying that he absolutely felt so threatened by boiling water that the only solution was for him to mindfully say, I'm going to shoot you in the face, and that's what he did. I think that's going to be a very steep hill to climb. But the reaction from Black America cannot be exactly what they want. There is a reason that whoever is in control of Joe Biden's account instantly tweeted about this, okay? It's because they think we're stupid. They think we're emotional. I think that we always respond illogically and emotionally, and that it's an easy way for them to shore up votes by saying, oh, look, forget that we've destroyed everything around you and that we got you to burn down your neighborhoods, burn down your neighborhoods in 2020. And then obviously stole a bunch of money because none of that money actually went to making your neighborhoods better. And so now those communities are desolate. Forget all of that, because look, another video, and this means racism is back, and vote for us because we're going to show you how emotional we are. And that's exactly what Joe Biden did. He tweeted this on the heels. He wrote, Sonia Massey, a beloved mother, friend, daughter, and young Black woman, should be alive today. Sonia's death at the hands of a police officer reminds us that all too often Black Americans face fears for their safety in ways many of the rest of us do not. Sonia's family deserves justice. I am heartbroken for her children. Okay, so let me jog your memory very briefly. I'm sure you guys have been paying attention since all the politicians are now speaking about Sonia Massey. So she was a Black woman who was shot and killed in her home in Springfield, Illinois, after she phoned 911 and signaled that there was potentially a prowler at her house. So I will basically, we're not going to show you the clip again, but you can tell when you're watching the clip that she's out of it. The best way that I would describe it is that she looks to me like she's having an adverse reaction to medicine. You sort of hear these stories about people when they're on Ambien and they do sort of weird things. And that's kind of the best way that I could illustrate what I was watching in this clip. And I said in response to it that I did not deem the shooting to be justified whatsoever. I also said that the police officer would likely get into trouble since he signaled that he was going to shoot her in the head. And I then concluded that it is suspicious that these stories and these videos seem to conveniently be dropped to Black America every election cycle. Like we went from George Floyd, and right when it's election cycle, suddenly they start looking. It's like they just send out an email. Like, if you got any videos that could upset Black America, that would allow us to sort of bang on this race narrative, please send them. And immediately I point to the fact that Joe Biden was tweeting about this. Like, where was he the last 4 years in office? Did no other Black people or white people die at the hands of a police officer? No, of course not. But they liked the illusion of peace while they're in office. And then when they want a radical sea change, or if they want to stop somebody else from winning, they like to again drum up the race narrative. Totally sensible comments. I did not say anything that could have been deemed controversial. But Cardi B found it to be controversial, or she thinks that she found it to be controversial, because I think that she receives a lot of her information on the internet. So she may have saw a portion of my remarks taken out of context, because that's what happens. You got to let the internet. And she was upset. She was very upset. So let's take a listen right now to what Cardi B thinks she disagrees with. Take a listen.
So the other person that I'm going to call out is I can't even say her name, Candace Owens, because she made like such a, it's like, girl, why you always up, girl? Like, seriously, why you always up? You know, I've been seeing clips of different things that she have said about different topics. And some of the things I'll be like, okay, you know, I will never give you a 10 because I don't like you. I'm never going to give you a 10 because I don't like you. I give you an 8 or a 7 to certain things that she have said, you know, in the past year or something. She have been saying a lot of things that is like, it kind of makes sense, kind of don't, kind of makes sense, kind of don't. But yeah, but today she said something so disturbing about the, sorry, I'm choking a little bit.
It's okay.
She said something so disturbing about the Sonia Massey case. And it's just like, yo, why you always gotta it up? Why you always gotta it up? Like, why you always gotta take it there? Like, it's like.
I want to say again, I'm calling for the sheriff's resignation because I think it's a culture to treat this family this bad, to call these lies. If it were not for that camera footage, we as a people, they would have lied and they'd have lied their way right out of this. So he needs to resign. So no matter who of his emissaries try to come and talk to me, I'm not going to talk to anybody unless my attorney's with me. Because you will never twist anything I said. I'm very clear and I'm very eloquent. He needs to resign.
I'm still in shock, honestly, from all of this. Like,
It's not real. This can't be real. I don't know how this could be real. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Best cooker, like, I'm not gonna lie, she cooked me the best food. I love her food, honestly. And like, she just, I don't know, she was just a ball of energy, like a ball of energy. She could talk to anybody, you know? Like, if she was right here right now, she would be talking way better than me, because I don't know how to talk for real like her, honestly. But I don't know. All I can say is she's just the most loving person ever. I don't know. That's the person that made me just feel so loved.
A good mother. She was very smart. And she's always helping everybody but herself. She was sick, but she still went to work. She went home. She was a homebody. She wasn't a drinker and a smoker. She was just a homebody. And her kids would go to school, go home, and go to their rooms and play on their computers or go to TikTok, and she'd be in the kitchen cooking. And that's what all she did. She really was a homebody and a good mom.
Yeah, I mean, even like when she said, I heard that's the first time I saw when she said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus."
That was
Oh,
her
he
last
didn't
words.
hear that.
That was the
He
last
didn't
words
hear
she
that.
spoke. That was the last words she spoke before he shot her.
He didn't
The
Yes,
last
hear,
words
that's
he
why he
said,
shot her.
but he didn't
yeah.
show anger. She didn't say it like in a threatening way. She said
No,
it
she
so
didn't.
so
No,
calm.
he said somebody said I don't know which one because I'm learning a lot from the different videos and stuff and people coming out saying that he said something to her dealing with the hot water and she said to him, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus," and he was
And
like, "What?" She's like, "I
he
rebuke
said
you
it
in
in
the
a,
name
she
of
said
Jesus."
it in
He
a
said, "Oh
playful
no,
way.
you won't, huh?"
Yeah. Yeah, she said it, when because he said to her, she had the hot water and he said something like, "You're not going to throw that on me, are you?" And then her response was, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." What she was saying was, and she was kind of saying it in a sarcastic or jokingly way, from what I understand from what I'm hearing online, was she was just saying that to him as a figure of speech, like, "Why would you think I would do that to you? You
Yeah, I
know,
rebuke you in the name of
I called
Jesus.
you here to save me." Yeah. So I rebuke you in the name of Jesus was her just saying, "Why would I do that to you? You know, you're here to
Right.
help me." And then he shot her in the face. Yeah.
No, he
Which is,
told her. He said, "No, you won't. I will shoot you in your fucking face." Okay? And that's when she said sorry. First of all, everybody keeps saying she was throwing water on him. If you look at the tape, she poured the water out.
yeah, the water
She
was
would have
boiling and
had
she went to
burns
throw it
on
out.
her
Yeah.
body. She poured the water
Yeah.
out. You understand? And I think he said drop the pot or something. So she would have got burnt herself. You understand? It was no water in there. Let me tell you something. She agitated that demon, and he was on demon time, and he
I
shot
think,
her. But what was the worst? Sorry, Cav. What was the worst is for them to tell the parents and tell the family it was either self-inflicted or it was the intruder that did it. They were going to try to cover it up. Okay. And then what else I noticed is that this is a behavior that all of those police is comfortable with, because when the cop was outside, one of the men asked him, "Are you okay?" He's like, "Yeah, that crazy bitch tried to throw hot water on me." You understand? Like, it was no empathy or sympathy for her. I believe that police, before they become cops, they have to take some type of psychology class, something dealing with behavioral issues, with mental issues. You know why? Because when they go out there to deal with crime, those is people with issues, with mental issues, things that they done been through in their life. So now they're committing crimes, they doing that. You cannot just be going in, shooting and killing people. He didn't even think. Just like they said, oh, Candace was saying we can't make this a race thing. No, we can't make it a race thing. But what we can make it is make her clear. She was a human being. Nobody is supposed to feel get killed in their own home because they call for help and assistance. Only thing they should have did was like, "Ma'am, do you need any assistance? Do you need help?" If they felt like she needed an amulet or something, they should have called an amulet for her, or they should have just politely left, or even called her family. But no, y'all pulled out the gun and you immediately killed. You immediately shot. And it's horrible. And I'm so happy that now you're getting white people coming out. You're also getting police that's coming out, and they're expressing themselves and how disgusted they are and what black people go through. White people don't know because they don't be around us. They don't be in our areas. They don't live with us. They don't know what we go through as people of color, especially in the system and the law system, in the law.
Tiffany, let me ask you and Kevin a question. Did she seem out of it or anything, or she just seemed normal to me? She
No,
just
she did. When I saw it, I knew that something was wrong. Like, something was uneasy. The family did say she did suffer with mental illness because she's been going through a lot.
like she was
Both
on
the
anything like drugs or
No, state, you heard this, since she wasn't on drugs. It was just something that she was going through. Now, both her children, they stay with their father, but they will come every day. Now, if you were here, the son, he said this one day he didn't come. And he said, "Imagine if I was there, they probably would have killed me." You understand what I'm saying? And that's sad for him as a black young man to even feel threatened. Most of the time, we don't call the police to kill us. We call the police for assistance and help. Too many people are losing their life calling the police. And that's an issue. And that's something that needs to be dealt with, and something that our political people need to deal with, is deal with this police behaviors.
No, I asked that question because Scooby D2 says she did appear like maybe she had been on some uppers. I don't know what uppers are, but I
No,
guess
she wasn't. I know what mental being around it. I think it wasn't. I don't think it was uppers. I don't think it was uppers or anything. You can see that something was going on, or maybe she didn't take her medicine. You understand, that day, or anything like that. But you can see that she was a little. But it wasn't severe.
but
It wasn't severe.
but she wasn't threatening. She wasn't like trying
But
to like.
the autopsy didn't discover any drugs in her body, by the way.
Okay.
Her autopsy,
Okay.
her
So we want to
autopsy didn't
put that
discover
up
any
there. It
drugs in
was
her
no
body.
drugs. Yeah.
So there was no drugs
And then
according to the autopsy.
no
And
drugs. You're
this
right.
cop, by the way, has had like 6 different jobs uh, with different police forces.
Yes, he did.
He also was kicked out of the military, and he also been fired from a couple of different police forces for behavior. So this guy shouldn't even have been on the force.
Hmm.
So instead of us worrying about what she was doing in her house, we should worry about what he's been doing with his life. That's the problem.
Yeah,
Every time
he
a black
shouldn't have
person get
been
killed,
there.
we got to find out what they did wrong. How was she
Yeah.
acting? He's the professional, or what was she on? Maybe she's on some uppers or downers. I guess shit what she was on. She's in her house, minding her
Yeah, and she
business.
should not
That's no
feel
reason for her to get
threatened.
shot
And
in her face in her house. The
right.
cop is a professional. He should have been more professional. And Candace
Yes.
Owens said something that made me think, about this whole. She said she brought the George Floyd. When George Floyd was murdered in front of all our eyes, all these black people took to the streets, as we remember, the summer of 2020, all these riots and fires and all that stuff that happened for the whole summer. I think if that was to happen right now, that actually helps Trump, right? Because that gives the Republicans and Trump and all these people uh, a reason to go, look what's happening with the blacks right now. They're all in the streets looting targets and burning down their neighborhoods and burning down CVS's and all this stuff and running with TVs out the, that'd be up there on the news, is a black guy running the street with some tennis shoes and a TV, and that plays into Trump's hands. So I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I am. I don't know if this guy shooting this lady like this thought that this was going to bring that summer of 2020 back
And
again.
that's sick.
You know,
That's sick to even if they even thought of doing that to start a uproar. That's
but they just
horrible
arrested a guy,
because
Tiffany. Tiffany, they just arrested a guy. What, 4 weeks ago, who was planning on shooting black people was it on a university or something like that, because he wanted to start a race war. Remember that? This just happened 4 weeks ago. They arrested a white guy who wanted to start I have to Google it. He wanted to start a race war, and they arrested him with a bunch of guns. He's going to go to a concert, a black concert, and shoot up a bunch of black people just to start a race war.
now,
So there are
now the
people out
question
here
you right,
that wants
but
to start race wars.
the question is that somebody has said, they said the one that called it in was the partner, not the one that shot. This is allegedly. And he was the one that said suicide. Now, should he be charged for lying? Should they both be charged for lying and not telling the family properly what happened to her? Also, the autopsy, as Kev talked about, she has no drugs in her system. But also, they figured that she was shot in her eye in a downward position. He shot her when she was down, when she said sorry twice. You understand what I'm saying? So that's going to be an issue also.
Well, we just have to accept that some people are evil, and this guy was obviously evil.
Oh, yeah, he was demon. He was a
He,
demon.
he
Yeah.
just had to kill a black person that night. That's what I feel. And like the white lady said in her video, if it was her, she would not have been dead. But let me say that highly favored. I agree with you with what you're saying. She didn't look like she was on anything. Scooby D2 was saying it looked like she was on uppers or coming down off of uppers, but he did say he's not saying that she should have been shot. But I don't see her as on any kind of drug. She just looked tired to me. She just looked scared. You know what I mean? Highly favored said she was not going through a psychosis to me. She was acting nervous as she should have been under the circumstances. Yeah, that's what it seemed like to me. And Brenda, my friend in Canada, says it looks like she just woke up from sleeping and totally out. Yeah, she just looked lethargic, and you know what I mean. But she seemed completely normal to me. I see nothing wrong with the way she was acting at all. But because you're black, people always think you're more angry than you are, or you're this, or you know what I mean. And I'm gonna show this video that I've shown this before. But this is a video of Mike Tyson talking about the death of his daughter. And this reporter or this guy that was interviewing him said how scared he was being in the presence of Mike Tyson. In my opinion, when I watched the video, Mike Tyson was grieving. But this white man, he was scared for his life. And this is why we always get shot and killed, or they always think that we're, it's just because they don't see us as human. You know what I mean? It's just fucking annoying, man.
I was speechless. And I don't know if you heard him say, you have to go now. Yeah. That was one of the most chilling second and a half or 2 seconds I've ever experienced in any interview I've ever done.
I don't know. No. Something happened that day. I don't know what happened that day.
But whatever happened that day, was there a new Mike Tyson that came the next day?
No, I did some cocaine for a week. I had to get high. I had to back then. I had to get high. I couldn't handle it at all. You have to go. You understand, right? Thank you. Thank you, man. You want to take this stuff off?
Now, this is a man that's talking about the death of his daughter. His daughter drowned, if I remember this correctly. Doesn't he look
Yeah,
sad? Does he grieving? And this
yeah.
white man,
And he ended the interview because it was just too hard for him to talk about, and he didn't want to talk
right,
about it no more.
But he took
And he
it
ended the
as he
interview.
was scared to death. He thought he was
right,
gonna punch him in his face.
yeah. So if
But
that white man,
he would have been scared if that was Brad Pitt.
no,
He
but
would
if
have been
that
bad. He would have been scared if it was, if it was Brad Pitt, right? But he's
right, but
mad. He's scared because of Mike Tyson. Because
yeah, if that white man was a police officer with a gun, what would have happened to Mike Tyson? Right?
They
he
probably
shot
would
him.
have shot. They would
Yeah,
have felt intimidated,
Because
not
he's
knowing that he's
I think
grieving.
my son.
So I had to express to my mother today. This is one of the reasons why they want to take history out of the school, right? Because they don't want their white children to feel the pain. They don't want their white children to have empathy or sympathy for us. Okay? If they know what America has done and what's been going on all these years, they will look at us differently and they will deal with us differently. In the schools today, they don't even talk about slavery or the
Come on,
injustices that
Jax.
black people went through. Okay? So now you keep that, you put that in the school or you teach them that, that's going to make them feel like, oh my God, all of these people, if you see what happened as that man killed Miss Sonia Massey, he didn't have no empathy or sympathy for her. He did not care. And this is what a lot of white people don't understand. Y'all don't care and y'all don't understand. That bothers us because we are human. We do cry, we do hurt, we do love our family. You understand? Now her children is going to be crying. Okay, they said the daughter can't even sleep at night because she keeps seeing her mother. You understand? Because y'all took her away. I don't care what she was going through. If she wasn't feeling well, they shouldn't have never treated her like she was not human. And then you didn't even want to give her help afterwards. They could have saved her. The way the bullet went in, it didn't go straight to her head like that. You understand? Where it's directly, she could have been saved. But the man told her, told his partner, do not get your kit. We don't need your kit. It was a headshot. So, like I said, I think that the police coming on now and they need to train, y'all need some type of sensitivity training. They need some type of mental health training, mental health awareness, because you're gonna run into people that is like Sonia Massey, or you're gonna run into people like Elijah McClain that they killed, the other young man, the that they killed. What you call it? They gave him a lethal injection. You understand? So things need to change, and this is what I'm gonna be hoping to fight for is mental health awareness for this new election, because we need to deal with that because so many are losing their lives because people don't understand our pain.
I know I get what you're saying with training for mental health, Tiffany, but when they show up and they see black skin, all that mental shit goes out the window. All they see is all they see is black. That's all they see. They don't see a
The
person.
bottom line, Sandra Macy didn't do anything wrong. She should be still alive right now. She did nothing wrong.
Remember,
She called for help, and she thought she heard prowlers, right? So she should be still alive. They supposed to show up. Their job to protect and serve. They did not protect her, and they definitely didn't serve her. They showed up and killed her for no reason. She had no weapon on her. She wasn't hostile. She didn't attack them. She didn't shoot them. She didn't curse them out. She didn't do nothing wrong.
None of
She
that.
called 911 because she thought she heard somebody prowling her house. They showed up. They murdered the lady. And she did nothing wrong.
Nothing.
And
But
nothing's
what about
going
the
to change these cops. They don't, these cops get jobs because, a lot of these cops get jobs tipped because they don't like black people, like Carl said. So they get
That's why they
jobs.
hired them. You don't like black people, you're hired. I
Exactly. So
really
ain't no
think that's
training,
I
ain't no
really think that's how
sensitivity
they get
training
them.
gonna help them. You don't have to be. You don't need no training to treat another human being with respect. You don't need no training to freaking not shoot somebody, a woman in the face. You didn't even shoot her in the. You didn't even shoot her in the torso or the chest. Like you're trained.
He aimed
You're
to
trained to shoot.
kill.
You trained to shoot center mass. You shot her in
Right.
the head.
Yeah.
Talking about don't get the kid. It's a headshot. That dude wanted to kill somebody that night, and it just happened to be that woman that lost her life. He wanted to kill somebody. His trigger finger been itching to kill a black person, and he pulled it off.
And think
And he
about it on
thought
a
he gonna get away
spiritual
with it. He thought
level.
he gonna get away with it because they're so arrogant. They think they get away with everything. And now it backfired
But
because he's sitting in prison in jail cell right now, and he's going to go to prison. He's not going to get off. You know,
we pray he
he's
don't.
not
We
going to get
pray he
off.
don't. But Kevin, think of it on a spiritual level. We got all these evangelicals. We have this world. This America is about Christian religion. So you have this woman that says, Jesus, we want to rebuke you. What do they say about that? She called God. She called Jesus and still got killed. She called out a demon and got killed. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this is such a spiritual message, and a lot of people said, look, well, I don't want to believe in God. No, God just lets you know them demons is out there. He could not handle that. He said, you will not say that to me. You understand what I'm saying? Like, the mentality, I'm telling you, we want to say rest in peace to Sonia Massey, and we want to send out our sincere condolences to her family. And we pray that this does not happen again and for us. And it's so sad because, like Kev said, and Carl said, we cannot call the police. Because we don't know if they're going to try to hurt us first when we need the assistance and we need the help.
I've been
It's
doing the
sad.
podcast with Carl Yard for how many years now, Carl? And we have done so many shows about police shooting unarmed men. It got so bad one time that we were doing a show every week on a different
Yes.
shooting of an unarmed black man. And we were like
Yeah.
baffled. We're like, wait a minute, we just talked about a person that's killed last week. Another one?
Yeah.
And next
And
another
imagine
one?
the
Like,
ones we don't hear about.
so it's
Imagine the
just
ones we don't know.
it's not gonna stop. We're all sitting ducks to these undercover white supremacists that wear uniforms. As Malcolm X said, they trade in their white hoods for police uniforms and judge
Yes, they
robes.
do.
You know,
Yes, they do. And
and,
we also somebody
so
put in the hot Miss Highly Favor. I never was into defund the police, but I do know that the police need to be funded with some type of they need sensitivity training. It's like they are a part of a same program. Like
I
everybody is doing the same thing, shooting to kill, especially people of color. Now, if they're saying white people is getting it done to them, I need to see it. You need to give me some evidence because I don't see it.
Tiffany, I know you keep saying sensitivity training, but they don't like us. The people that chased that guy down in Atlanta that was looking around on this some construction, they chased him down and killed him, right? I mean, there's story after story of black people just doing normal things and getting killed. There was a guy bird watching in New York, and this lady started screaming, calling for the police. You know what I mean? I mean,
But he could have been killed. Yeah.
just don't like us. So there's no sensitivity training. I'm sorry. I asked this question on the show. What percentage of white people would you say are racist? Like 7 out of 10. If you meet 10 white people, how many you say were racist? Or you can tell don't like black people? Is it 7 out?
8. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's a high percentage, and I agree with that. That's a high percentage. So there's nothing we
Yeah.
can. There's nothing we can do. We just have to stay out of their way as best we can. That's it. There's no sensitivity training because they don't see. They would be sensitivity trained if they were shooting dogs. If these police officers were shooting dogs instead of black people, you would see trillions of white people up in arms. It would harm it, right?
You're right. So all right,
Michael Vick
not
got more hate.
sensitivity, mental
Michael Vick got
health.
more hate than this dude. Yep.
Yeah.
They need to
More
have.
people pissed at
How
Michael
about take
Vick.
a psychology class? You think they should take a psychology class? What should they do before they be hired? I
A
don't think.
lie detector test. Do you have a problem with black people? Yes or no? That's it.
You think they're gonna tell you?
But a lie
You think
detector said, hook them up to a lie detector.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And and have a backup lie detector. If you pass that lie detector, have a backup lie detector. We're gonna make sure you have no racist bones in your body or thoughts in your head
But
before
they
you.
need to stop hiring them from the suburban areas because that's where they all at.
Well, Kamala Harris said in the clip we played earlier, community policing is the answer because community police means that you're hiring police officers from your
That's
community,
for the
Yeah.
people
community.
that grew up in your community. You're going to get less resistance when you got a cop that grew up in your neighborhood, that knows the neighborhood, that went to school with your dad. You know what I mean? Knows your mother, shops at the same grocery store as you do. You're going to get, when you got cops coming in, from Georgia or Alabama, and they're getting jobs in areas that are mostly black. There's where your problem lies. Um, so yeah, you got to have community police. You got to get more police in your from your community. And I don't know how that works, but you got to find more people that grow up in your community. People in their community want to be cops too. So it goes both ways. When people from your community want to be police officers, that will solve some of the problems. But bringing
I don't know.
outsiders
I mean,
in,
I
especially
don't know.
especially white men, you bringing out white men who grow up with these biases. That like you can't bring a cop that grew up in a racist neighborhood in Boston, and he goes to police force, becomes a police officer. And you put him in the hood in Boston, the police. You know, you can't bring a cop that grew up in a racist part of Alabama, and he becomes a cop, and then you give him a job in a neighborhood that's predominantly black in
That
Atlanta.
he
You
don't
know,
go to, he don't be around, he don't be in.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. So community policing is half the answer, Carl and Tiff, to cut down on some of this stuff. Like this guy that I just look at this guy, this police officer, and just look at him, and you're right. Where's all the pissed off police officers at? That should be denouncing this guy like crazy. There should be so
Well,
much
you know
people pissed at this
that's
guy.
the gang of the blues. They not standing
And then
against each other.
Candace Owens, oh my God, she just makes me so mad, man. But people like Candace Owens,
It's a love hate
you know,
with
that,
her. She'll give you something good and then she'll do something to knock you down. Like, damn, girl, you
she was
almost.
she didn't say nothing good about George Floyd's murder. She's not really in Miss Macy's corner either. She does just enough. Right now, she's trying to play both sides of the fence, Tiff, because she got kicked off of the so-called right-wing network that was paying all
It's
her
all right.
bills. They kicked her to the curb. So now she's
She's still
trying
making
to
money though.
sneak back over to the cookout right now. Yeah, she
We're
got a
not letting her
podcast,
in
and
until
most people,
another 2 years.
everybody's gonna listen to her, because people want to hear that. People love hearing black people say negative things about black people. Like I said, if we change this show, the concept of this show, into right wing talk, and we become Trump supporters, and we say that Sandra Macy was deserved to be shot and George Floyd deserved to be killed, we'd be millionaires by next week. Fox News will pick this podcast up. Everything else, we'll be on all sorts of Fox News outlets making big bank.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I
better
told
believe
y'all
it.
this is very sensitive. Y'all all know this is very sensitive to me. My brother was killed by the police in 91, shot 7 times in his chest. So I get it. I get it. And I can't even let my mother see these things because my mother had a nervous breakdown after her son was killed. You understand? So that's why I'm able to say what I saw and understand. And she was going through it, and she didn't deserve to be killed. She was a nice, sweet lady, as you see, because she was nice. The first thing she said, "You're not gonna hurt me, are you?" And God bless her. Like, she was very nice. But that let us know, we don't want her death to be in vain. I hope that this makes some type of change. Because sometimes death has to make change.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
I don't think it's gonna make any change. I think this guy's gonna probably go to prison the rest of his life. But then there'll be another shooting of a unarmed black person again, and
This is
again and
sad.
again. It happens every other year, every other month, every other. When we dealing with this, George Floyd wasn't the first person. He was like number 30, on the list of recent memories of people killed. You know, we've done so many shows on people being killed before George Floyd even happened. We were doing
Yeah.
shows on black men dying, black women dying, um, yeah. So, yep. Anyway,
No need.
man, it's
hey,
it's
Dragon,
it's sad. nothing we can do to bring her back, unfortunately, and just sad, you know.
All right, Kev. Rap.
So,
All right, dragon time. All right, we got to wrap it up. I want to thank everyone for watching our show. We really, truly appreciate you, and we absolutely
Yes.
love that you take time out of your Sunday to watch our show and to comment on our show. Please like, share, subscribe, tell everyone about our show because obviously we're trying to grow our audience. Thank you, Righteous Soldier, for checking us out on YouTube, and thank you for commenting. Brenda, Canada, thank you so much. Um, Wayne Grimes, thank you for checking in, even though you pissed Kevin off, but that's okay. Emma, thank you so much for checking in.
Hey, Emma. Thank
Uh,
you. Highly
uh,
favored.
uh, Eileen Left from YouTube checked in. Thank you so much. Pamela Jones was on the road. She's driving, but she said she was listening to the show. Thank you, Pam, for checking in.
thank you.
Who else did I? So thank you to the people on Twitter and Facebook. I don't see those comments, but I see them after the show is over. Thank you to everyone. And before we go, Tiffany, do you have anything to highly favored? Thank you so much. I think did I forget highly? No.
No, I said it. I gave her a shout out. Highly favored. My
Check out the
sister,
Information
Kev, mom,
if
his
you're looking for
wifey.
another really good show to watch, check out the Information Man show. He gives us a lot of love, and we want to show him some love back. So please check out the Information Man show. With that said, Tiffany, anything you want to share or you learned tonight on the show before we go?
Um, it's just a sad situation, and I'm glad that we're having a conversation because we need to have the conversation because it affects all of us, black, white, everybody. It affects us. We definitely want to say rest in peace to Sonia Massey, and send our condolences out to her family. And for Kamala, I'm wishing her all the luck in the world. She worked hard enough to be at the position that she is at today. And we do not care what those nasty people are saying. It's very horrible. Do not be throwing no stones at Kamala. And y'all all know y'all got mad rocks. Okay, and y'all need to be bashed with it. Okay, stop bothering her, leave her alone, let her do her campaign. We support you. Go, girl. And also she's intelligent. She's not a dumb woman. That's one thing I can say. I don't agree with certain things, but she's a very smart woman. I think she's very smarter than Trump. And make sure y'all vote. Make sure y'all vote. And also, like I said, it's local voting also. You have to locally vote for your politicians in your community. So God bless. Shout out to my family, my friends. Shout out to my hairstylist, Tima Taylor. She always hooks me up. I love you, girl. And I'll talk to y'all later. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. Again, this is fair use only. We don't own the rights to any of it. It's our opinions. The Black Therapy Show.
All right. Kevin, anything you want to share before we go? Or you learned on the show?
Yes, I'd like to give a shout out to the last living member of the Four Tops, Duke Fakar, passed away last week, earlier this week, I should say. Last living member of the Motown legendary group, the Four Tops, passed away. He was
Rest in
88 years old, but
peace.
he was the last living member of that group, the Great Four Tops, man. So the Temptations has one living uh, original member left right now out of all those guys. He's still hanging in there, but yeah, we lost the last living member of the Four Tops. They made some great music, one of Motown's royalties. So may Mr. Duke Fakar rest in peace. Other than that, today makes 100 days until the election. It's 100 days until
Dad, you
November 5th.
counting. You counting.
Yes, I'm doing my homework, sister. So we gotta do what we gotta do. We gotta get out and vote. Donald Trump cannot become president of these United States in 2025. If he does, we are all fucked. Have a nice evening.
Thank you. Thank you for scaring us. And Carl, remember to tell them we having a party next week.
Yes. Is it next week?
Sorry,
Isn't it
Mom,
next
for
week on the
cursing.
4th, right?
Huh?
Is it next week the 4th?
Yeah.
Yeah, aren't we having the party for the Alabama brawl? Isn't that the
Oh,
one?
right,
What is that?
yeah.
The first or the first year anniversary?
Tiffany,
Boom,
I was
boom.
talking, and we were running when it's the anniversary of the Alabama boat brawl, and it's the fourth.
Has that been a year? That's been a year since that happened?
It's been a year. Yes, a year is gonna be the year is the fifth, but our show is the fourth. I think. I think
Yes.
it's
Wow, I
right.
didn't know. I thought that happened like 3 months ago. Damn,
No,
time be
we're about to have a
flying.
celebration.
Yeah, so we're having a celebration of the Alex. So I gotta go to Walmart and get a chair, a folding chair. And
Funny.
all right. Well, I want to say what I have to say before we go, ladies and gentlemen. Evil is real. Evil is real, and I know we as Black people, we tend to trust people so much we can't believe that stuff's happening when it's actually happening. No matter what we go through, no matter how much they kill us, no matter, we still take it all in stride. We don't say, hey, let's go start killing them too. Nothing like that. We just take it all in stride, and we just get up every day and go about our business like nothing. So evil is real, folks. Evil is real.
Yes.
And with that said, I love you guys. Tiffany, Kevin, I love you guys immensely. And I appreciate us doing this show every Sunday. I really, truly look forward to meeting with you guys every Sunday. Even Kevin calls me during the week and he says I don't return his calls, which I don't.
Call me back like 3 days later. 4 days
When
later.
Carl
Hey, Kev,
called,
what you
he
doing?
answering the phone. What's up, Carl?
Yeah. All right, everybody. Guys, love you for watching the show, and love you for checking in. And please like, share, subscribe, tell everyone about the show. Truly appreciate you.
With the knowledge you gain, break away from the chains. We helping you grow the Black Therapy Show. We in a safe space, dealing with the Black trauma. We unpacking and inspecting all our baggage and drama. Cause we gotta unite, no more killing each other. It's time to see a new future for my sisters and brothers. With Kevin, Carl, and Tiffany, you'll have an epiphany. We'll give you everything you need to handle the enemy. We're giving you empathy, we're gonna challenge you mentally. The right conversation so you grow exponentially. We built your penitentiaries, we built all your schools. Gave us brainwash education, just making us fools. Hatred was what we got in exchange for love. No more manipulation from my God above. It's Carl, Kevin, and Tiffany. Now welcome to the Black Therapy Show. Let's go.